Hi, I'm Mark Hill, and welcome to Small Expressions, a place where kids have a very powerful voice. On our show today, we have Tramaine Artemis. So sit back, relax, and let's start our show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So tell me, Tramaine, where do you come from, and how did you get started?
All right. Well, I'm originally from Knoxville, and I've been in Nashville since about 2002. And so I've been singing all my life and grew up with singing with my family. So that's where it all started, basically.
All right. So you had the talent run through the family. Anybody else
Yes.
sings other than you, or what?
Oh, yeah. Aunts, uncles, everybody sings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are your influences? What who or what affected your singing style?
Basically, like I said, starting with my family, and then my dad, he also plays guitar. And so growing up, he would introduce me to a lot of jazz music and different artists, gospel, what have you. And so that's just kind of been instilled in me all my life. So,
All right.
yeah.
All right. Who are some of your, I guess I want to say jazz favorites? Who are some of your jazz
Billie
favorites?
Holiday,
Oh
Ella
yeah.
Fitzgerald,
Mhm.
Diane Krall. I mean, the list can go on forever. So,
Okay. Okay. So what have you done on a professional level? What kind of work have you done?
I have done different things around here in Nashville, host shows, as well as sing background for some people. And so yeah, it's just the list it goes on.
So
So
it's building. It's starting
it's
to build.
building,
All right.
yes.
All right. So if you could change one bad thing in this world, what would it be?
Hmm. Wow. Well, there's a lot of bad things, I guess you can say, that are going on in the world, but I guess really I would say people's, lack of knowledge.
Hmm.
Just to just know how to get through this life. I don't think people are, people, children, what have you, or I don't think they're being taught enough or given the knowledge enough to just really make it, as times change.
It's
So I would say more
understandable.
knowledge.
So, what do you think with the state of music, whether it be, R&B or the hip hop game? Where do you think the state of music today is heading? Is it
hmm
going in a positive direction, more of a negative direction?
hmm I would say positive, because music is one of those things that it just, it feels good. You turn it on and
Mm.
it can change your whole day, it can change your whole mood.
Right.
So, and then I guess it just depends on too all on what music you're listening to.
This is true.
So that definitely makes a difference. But I don't see music being negative at all.
You
So
listen to any hip hop or anything like that?
a little bit here and there, but
Who's some of your favorites?
I don't have a favorite,
Okay.
honestly.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Um. So you say you sing a little bit of jazz, and you also work on the neo soul circuit. Um,
hmm
I will say the neo soul. I'm a big fan of it
Okay,
myself. You know what I'm
awesome.
saying? Who are some of your favorite neo soul artists?
Ooh-wee. Jill
Oh,
Scott.
that's the girl.
Yes.
Mm,
I would have to say she's number one. Lettucey. I
mhm.
love Lettucey a lot. And so I would have to say those are the top two right
You
now.
like Miss Erica?
I do like Erica. Her voice is very unique. So yeah.
Yeah. Um. So if you had the power to change something in this world, what would it be?
Wow. That's a big question.
A deficit? No. No.
If I had to have the power to change anything, I guess it kind of goes back to what I said before, just people not having enough knowledge. You know, I think in a sense we all have some type of power, not that really comes from us, but that comes from God, really.
Right.
Just allowing Him to use us on a day-to-day basis. Whether it be work, homeschool, whatever. To make a difference in somebody's life in whatever situation we're in.
Right.
So,
Um. Well, like when we were younger,
hmm
we were younger. There was a lot of programs in school for children, singing the chorus or
Right.
jazz. Do you think that is somewhat being depleted with a lot of kids these days? And if so, what would you like to see happen with that?
Kids are definitely missing out on a lot of things these days. It was so different growing up for me. So yeah, there's got to be some way, to bring them back to a healthier state, of things that are being seen and heard and watched. And
Right.
so yeah.
With that being said, I sit back and I look at, even from my own perspective, the quality of music. It seems like you don't have the same kind of vocal training and coaching like, great artists of yesteryear, like you said, Billie Holiday and others. Do you think that nowadays they just, somebody goes audition for a record deal and they're like, oh, we like you, get him out there? Or are we missing the days where they used to groom up the artists and coach them? Do you think that's being something that's being depleted also from modern day artists?
In a sense, yes, because we do need to be nurtured no matter what. I don't care what artist it is or whoever. We all still need mentoring. We still need coaching.
Right.
We still need that. And so a lot of times you do see, artists, out there who are just, don't really know where to go or who to turn to. And so it's just kind of like their artistry is not being molded.
Right.
You see the potential there, but they need somebody to help them.
Right. Well, was you a fan of any of the Motown artists?
Oh gosh, yeah. It's like you can't grow up and not be a fan.
Right.
So yeah, definitely.
Who would you say, like from that era, the Motown era? Like you had your Marvin Gaye's, and like say now you have, to me, like Maxwell. He's a continuation. Do you see any compatibility of today's artists versus yesteryear's artists?
Wow. Again, it's one of those things. I think, you do have some groups or some artists who have those old souls,
right?
Like myself, and you'll go back and you'll listen to those things and you'll pick them up. So it just depends on the person and what is being instilled in them.
Right. It all starts from the home.
That's right.
Because I'm not gonna lie, growing up as a kid, you remember back in the 70s, everybody had the LP albums and stuff, and had Earth, Wind, and Fire, and Parliament, and all those guys. I guess my next question is, what would you consider the greatest love of all for yourself?
Oh, wow. One, definitely, and it sounds kind of cliche, but really and truly it is God, just because of things that I've been through in my life, and I know that only He has brought me out of those things. And then I would also say my mom and my dad.
Right.
I don't want to get emotional.
We get your tissue if needed.
But they're definitely greatest loves in my life, because I know that they care about me a lot. And they've just always been there, no matter the distance, no matter what, they're there for me. So,
do you think some artists who have had more of a, I don't want to use the word tragic, but more of a troubled background, do you think they sing with more vigor and a little more soul, sing through their pain, versus somebody who's had, somewhat decent lifestyle? What do you think?
Absolutely. I think definitely it comes from that. Times when you sit down to write, or if you're singing somebody else's song, you can relate to it in some way. So, absolutely, I think it definitely influences.
How would you consider? Well, let me say this: how would you identify with somebody like the greats of the more modern era? Like you had your Whitney Houston, Aretha Franklin's, Patti LaBelle, Chaka Khan's. How do you correlate and relate to those ladies?
Whew. Oh boy, the passion.
The passion.
The passion. Yes, absolutely.
Who would you say you're more closer to? You think?
I would say Whitney Houston.
Whitney.
She
was
awesome. Yeah.
She is dearly missed.
Dearly missed. Absolutely.
So, what do you see your near future? What's the future hold for you?
Hmm. Well, right now, like I said, I host shows, different shows around Nashville. I am working on, a single. So it's a work in progress that I'm excited about.
Right.
And then, going to school and pursuing some things there.
What are you taking up?
I'm going to school for Bible and theology.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right.
So I'm excited, learning a lot.
Right. Right.
So,
Are you going to touch on the gospel side a bit too?
I probably will, because I do sing on the praise team at my church, and New Covenant Christian Church. So,
All right.
so yes, I'll definitely probably incorporate that. It's there.
Right.
So absolutely.
Right. Have you traveled much with your singing, or you just been mostly local?
I have not traveled a whole lot. I have been local, but that is in the plans as well.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How do you feel about, like I said, with the advent of the internet? Is it advantageous to up and coming artists, or is it more for kids? What do you think?
As far as the internet?
Yes, I'm seeing everybody basically nowadays are being discovered off of YouTube. I mean, do you think it's more or less for kids, or you think it's more of a tool for every artist to really jump on and go somewhere with?
I think it's for every artist. Social media, everybody's into it. So I think any artist could be, it could be beneficial for any artist.
Right. Are you working with any well-known producers, or who you work, in your collaborations with your music, or just local producers? What?
Just local.
Local.
Right now. And they're also, doing their own projects as well. So.
Okay, so are you putting together an album and everything too, or CD?
Not a full album just yet. Just
Okay.
a single. I have little things here and there.
Yeah, okay.
So
You're kind of testing the water, right?
testing the waters,
Right,
yes.
right. That's understandable. Do you have a social media page or a website anybody can look you up?
I do. Of course, I'm on Facebook as Tramaine Artemis. And then I have a blog. It's www.tartemis.blogspot.com. And I'm constantly posting, different shows that I may be doing. There's some videos that I'm going to be posting soon. Different pictures of people that I've sung with. So,
Okay.
So yeah.
So, just our personal preference, do you like singing full band or more a cappella style?
Preference, I like full band.
Full band?
Yes,
Right.
Yes. The energy.
Right.
Is
The vibe of
the
it.
vibe,
Right,
absolutely.
I know what you're saying.
Mhm.
So, what are some of the selections you will sing today? What's the name of some of them?
Okay. If I could, change gonna come, because we gotta believe it's going to.
Oh, yes.
And then greatest love of all.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Change gonna come. That is such a haunting song, but it is such a dear and enduring song.
Right.
I have strong faith in you're gonna blow it out the water. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Like I said, I think a lot of people, when you go to sing other people's songs, I strongly believe either you overshadow the previous artist, or you give it a whole new spin on it.
Right.
But anywho, I just want to say thank you for being on my show today.
Thank you so much.
And it's a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you.
And I also want to thank my audience out there once again, Tramaine Artemis. And once again, my name is Mark Hill. Thank you for tuning in to Small Expressions, a place where kids have a very powerful voice. I want to say thank you and have a good evening.
If I could, I'd protect you from the sadness in your eyes, give you courage in a world of compromise. Yes, I would, if I could. I would teach you all the things I never learned, and I'd help you cross the bridges that I burned. Yes, I would. If I could, I would try to shield your innocence from time, but the part of life I gave you isn't mine. I've watched you grow so I could let you go. If I could, I would help you make it through the hungry years, but I know that I could never cry your tears, but I would if I could. Yes, if I live in a time and place where you don't want to be, you don't have to walk along this road with me. My yesterday won't have to be your way. If I knew, I would try to change the world I brought you to, but there isn't very much that I could do, but I would if I could. Oh, if I could. Yeah, I would protect you and help you make it through the hungry years. Oh, I would. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there when you need me. But I would, if I could. If I could. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the skies. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh, yes it is. Then I go to the movies and I go downtown. Everybody keeps telling me, woman, don't hang around. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes it is. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, can you help me please? But it only winds up knocking me down, right back down on my knees. Oh, there were times when I thought I would last for long, no. But now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know change gon' come. Oh, yes it is.